I'm going to be reviewing every single Star Wars The High Republic book. And the first one here we have is Star Wars The High Republic, a test of courage. Now this book is written from ages 8 to 12 and up. That's the main demographic for this book. I just saw in some early reviews saying that if you read this book and Light of the Jedi, they kind of flow into other good. So if this book isn't necessarily written for my target demographic, but why not? And this book follows Ventress Rahon. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, because it's in book form. I don't really know if there's a correct way to pronounce things if they're in book form. Yes, there is. But it's really difficult to figure out how. And she is just become a Jedi Knight at the age of 16. And she's on her real first assignment to take care of a 12-year-old daughter of this inventor, Avion Sterules. I'm looking at the back here because a lot of these names are hard to pronounce and hard to read, so I have to look at the back. And it's about them kind of traveling on a dangerous mission through the jungle and stuff like that, and what they encounter, and all these characters get involved throughout the story. What I think of this book, I did read all 20 plus chapters. Now, I think a lot of this book, you can tell who it's written for, and that's not a bad thing. I think the target demographic of this book will like it and appreciate it. And I probably will read the second book too, because I'm planning to read every High Republic book, except for like those really kiddie books that come with like stickers or something, right? I'm not gonna buy something like that, but stuff like this I'll read. And yeah, you can tell that. I think one of the best telling signs when I first started reading it is when I read the first chapter and it said, first became a Jedi Knight at age 16. Now, if this was in a newer Star Wars book targeted from teens and young adults, or a Star Wars movie or show, that would piss a lot of us older fans off, right? Because Jedis can't become Jedi Knights at that young of an age. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. But for the target demographic, they're probably close to that age, and they're like, yeah, why not? And they can buy that and they can read the story. That's what I mean when I say it's not targeted at me, so I do have to put that into account, because again, in my mind I'm going, that kind of screws with lore, that kind of screws with canon. I get this is a new era of Star Wars, so maybe that's not a rule, but this is right before the prequels. Like, it's hundreds of years before the prequels, but still, it's before the prequels, and so we know that that's not really a thing. Maybe they changed it over time, but I'm just saying. And so I like that part, is how it helps the target demographic have something to relate to. I will say, the 12-year-old girl throughout this movie, she's supposed to be bratty. They're supposed to be babysitting her, kind of, and then, and stuff like that. And it's kind of testing their courage and their patience as Jedi Knights, I get what they're doing. The girl is irritating, though, and that's the point, but I felt like in the book, I was irritated by her. And when a character is supposed to be irritating to other characters, you don't necessarily want yourself to be irritated by her. But again, that's the thing where I look at it and I read it and I'm like, is the target demographic going to have that problem? Probably not. It's probably not going to be that type of problem. And so overall, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. I think this book is great for the target demographic. As of me reading it, I didn't hurt anything. I wasn't too offended by anything. but I wouldn't recommend reading it if you're not in the target demographic. They do maybe Light of the Jedi does flow well into this. I haven't read that yet, but I did think that. Another thing I want to note about this book. I do really like this art, not just on the cover but on the inside. There's really good art in here and stuff. I really like the art in this book. See if I can find one of the pages that has some of the art on this book. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah. Now let's go about pricing with this book. This book is priced at $12, $12 to $10. This book is 4 inches tall. Pricing this at $10 to $12 is unfair. I could see 10. 10 for this is fair, but maybe even 8, but 12 is just a bit much. I've even seen some places list this book for about 15. And that's just not right. I cannot say, yes, this is worth $15. Especially if you're buying this for the target demographic. This is not a $15 book, okay? The Light of the Jedi book, larger book, $18. And $25. That's about what I've seen it. Maybe $26. That book is larger. It's about 8 inches tall. Yeah, this is I don't own a single book this size. Okay, I don't own a single book this size. It is such an awkward size. It is kind of ugly, and yeah, I mean, that's just the book. That's all I have to say about the book. But I do really wish that they didn't make them this size, because this looks like. Have you ever been into like a gas station, and they have like little kind of books that you kind of sit on the toilet and read? That's what this looks like. Like, that's what this looks like from the size. I really do not like the size of this book. But overall, again, 6 out of 10 book. Great for the target demographic. I'm not in the target demographic, so it gets a 6 out of 10.